Hello, my name is Jacob and I run a YouTube channel called JMakes. If I was going to define myself, I'd probably use the term designer maker. And a designer to me is somebody that's very curious and observant. They'll see a problem or they'll see kind of a quirk in something, take that, develop it into various different ideas, and then go on to refine and develop those ideas into kind of a realisable concept. And then it's the job of a maker to turn that concept into a tangible physical thing. And I think a lot of people, definitely in this community, tend to just use the word maker. And although I do really enjoy being hands-on, the practical side of creating something, to me, the design part is just as, if not even more important, because it's the most rewarding bit of the process. I think being able to kind of observe somebody, see a problem they're having, and then go and come up with an idea, come up with a solution to that problem, or being able to take something most people would normally overlook and turn it into a design focal point, or take and explore a new process and turn it into a product, and thereby create something that's very interactive, that creates a genuine relationship between the user and the product, the piece of furniture. To me, that really is kind of the purpose of design. So the last project I made was a wallet, and the concept behind this, like I was saying, came out of an observation. So on the Transport for London tube system, you can use both your normal credit or debit card as well as the Oyster card to go through the barriers. And what this can sometimes mean, if you're using a conventional wallet with two sides, is that you tap in with the wrong card or you tap in with both cards and you're charged an incorrect fare. And so I kind of came up with various different concepts, various different kind of new formats for a wallet, and I ended up with this wallet which, instead of having two sides, has four, because it's folded and formed in a different way. And what this allows is for you to access your credit card, your ID, your like door passes or your Oyster cards all independently, and therefore the user's got more kind of awareness around what card they want to use and what card they're using, and therefore an instance like card crash is much less likely to happen. And it was also my first time doing any real leather working, so it was really good to be able to try out kind of that process as well. I suppose my answer to this is probably going to be kind of a cliched answer, but I would argue it's almost for a cliched question. So a cliched answer to a cliched question. My favourite tool is the tool that allows me to realise a concept, to get from A to B. Although that being said, kind of one tool I do find really, really satisfying and enjoyable to work with is the machinist lathe. I've only had the chance to use it a couple of times, but that probably, if you push me, would be my favourite tool, just because it is so kind of precise and there's no real margin of error. You can get things exactly, bang on. So it's just a really, really satisfying process. So I'd probably say I've got two favourite projects. The first one was a freestanding lampshade I made, and the reason I like this is partly because kind of the process I went through to come up with the idea. So I wanted to create a lampshade that was adjustable, so that you could get light at loads of different heights and orientations. So you could do tasks like reading, or if you want to, work on the floor, you can adjust the light to that level. And I came up with various different concepts to begin with, like having different holes in an upright pole so you can change different heights. But it was only when I was watching people put up scaffolding and seeing how the brackets they use could really quickly enable them to put two poles kind of in any orientation in relation to each other, that I realised just having one simple bracket that kind of can tighten and lock the two poles together would be the best solution to getting that dynamism and that control over the direction of the light. And the second project I really liked doing was for the Rock the Plywood Challenge last year, and that was the one sheet plywood project. And kind of the concept I explored with this was taking what would normally be seen as kind of an error in the manufacturing process and turning that into like a really tactile and intricate design feature. And the second project I really enjoyed doing was for last year's Rock the Plywood Challenge. And in that project I took what would normally be considered an error in the manufacturing process of rebates when you use a single tooth blade to create a wide groove, and because you're doing each cut independently, you get very slight variations in the height of the cut and therefore kind of differential texture. And I was able to take that texture and turn it from something that's got negative connotations into something that was like a tactile and intricate drawing. And I guess just the reason I like that piece is just because it really demonstrates the power of design to kind of change your connotations of something, and by doing so you've got just a lot more of an interactive piece. It's very dynamic, no two doors are ever going to be the same, no line is the same as the previous one, so it's just a lot more like visually compelling, and you kind of want to interact with it, you want to touch it because of that tactile nature. So that is why I think that project was quite effective. Favourite skill that I want to learn, there's a lot of things I still need to learn, a lot of things I want to learn. A big thing I'd probably say is welding, just because unlike with woodworking where a lot of tools can do the same or similar job, I feel like in metalworking, once you've learned how to weld, it's going to massively open the door for me. And other things, maybe more into ceramics, throwing on the spinning wheel, learning properly how to fire, maybe get my own kiln,